James Lacy is the author of Taxifornia, and he joins us for more on this. The latest news on California is that even though they raised taxes, their tax revenue has actually come down about 10%. So you really can't say it's the comeback state.
Well, I mean, that's predictable. You've had Art Laffer on your show, the great economist, and he predicted that if Reagan cut taxes, that tax revenues would actually go up. And even after the Proposition 13 tax cut passed, that historic tax cut that just slashed property taxes by 2/3, revenues went up. Within 6 years, they had had even more money than they had before Proposition 13 cut the taxes. This is the reality in California today. Poverty, unemployment, and welfare. California is the most poverty-stricken state in the nation for 2 years running now. Its unemployment is higher than the rest of the nation. In fact, just this month, unemployment ticked up 10% in San Diego and in San Jose. There's been some improvement, but it's not going in the right direction right now. And as far as welfare is concerned, California's become a welfare state. Something like 30% of the nation's welfare recipients come from California. And what's California's response? It's kooky. This state senator up in San Francisco, Mark Leno, has added to the food stamp program in California. And you know who he's added? Convicted drug felons are now entitled to welfare to get food stamps in California because they had to have an equity situation because the convicted rapist felons are entitled to them.
But you know,
it's kooky,
James,
it's wrong.
But yes. I know where you're coming from. I hear you. But it has made absolutely no difference to the polls. Governor Brown is still 18 points ahead of his Republican opponent.
I think you have a point with respect to Brown, but Brown's a special situation. I would like to focus on the office of controller, which is a very important position in this state. It has a lot to do with taxation. And right now, the Republican candidate for controller in the state, Ashley Swearingen, who is a Republican mayor of Fresno, is tied neck and neck, 39% to 39%, up against Betty Yee, who's a San Francisco liberal Democrat. Now, I'm not saying that there's going to be a big tide turning there, but I do see a change in the state, and the change is because of this rampant poverty. The fact of the matter is that California is doing everything wrong. It has the highest taxes in the nation, highest state income tax, highest sales tax, highest gas tax. It has the highest welfare. It has the highest poverty. It reminds me of the Seinfeld episode where George Costanza didn't turn his life around until he decided to do exactly the opposite of what he was doing. And when he did exactly the opposite, he was able to get a girlfriend, he was able to get a job. California needs to lower taxes, particularly those consumption taxes. The consumption taxes keep the poor poor. And this $15...
It's not going to happen.
This $15 minimum wage that they're trying to pass in San Francisco, that's insanity. It's a complete job killer.
Yes. But hold on, James, we're out of time. We're out of time. We've gone through this time and time again, and you and I both know that in the foreseeable future, California will never change its ways. You know that. Come on, you know that.
I think we've got a shot with this controller race. I really do. And I think that when people see how bad the economics are, and the liberal Democrats get the blame, we'll start to see a change.
We shall. Only time will tell. I've said that twice in the last 10 minutes. Only time will tell. James Lacy, Taxifornia.